in that starting lineup, Conley is probably the guy that late game situation you're going to try and get points from.
Well, he's certainly been shooting the ball well as of late, as we discussed earlier, as Mike James connects on a corner three. The other point about Memphis, South Oak Cliff High School zone. Darrell Arthur is in for the Grizzlies. Sean Marion gives the ball up to Carter. Carter made 4 threes last night. He'll give it a go for the first time from the outside, and he connects. He's closing in. He's got a chance.
Here of late, Mark, he's shooting the ball a lot better later in his career than he did early in his career.
Carter on the reverse. We've seen the outside game, now the inside game as Carter takes it to the basket for the finesse finish. Carter had 16 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists last night. Carter had 22 points, 12 boards, 7 assists, 2 blocks. They just recognized, by the way, passing Drexler here in the arena. They just announced it and the crowd applauds.
I can't believe Spencer Hawes did that. I'm just shocked.
I could tell by the look on your face that that's exactly what was in the thought bubble over your head, by the way. Brandon Wright just scored for Dallas. The Grizzlies turnovers. And after one, it's Dallas 29, Memphis 21 on Fox Sports Southwest. Dirk with 5 to shoot on the back down against Arthur, trying to get Dallas back to a 10-point lead. Arthur blocks the shot, but a tremendous follow by Carter. It floated right down back to him, and in one motion, he puts the shot up and scores.
Brilliant pass by Dirk. Set up Vince Carter perfectly. So the Mavericks, let's get a look here at the incredible pass by Dirk to Vince Carter. We'll see how they scored that, if they scored that, an offensive rebound and a putback. Pretty good D there by Arthur. But
at 44.6 since January 10, and that's really about in line with what their whole season number is as well, which ranks 12th in the league in field goal defense. So we're talking about, as Carter hits a 3, Dallas being 9th in the league in winning percentage since the 10th of January, 8th in the league. 3-pointer is missed. Chris came in there with a defensive rebound. Mavs trying to hold their own against a very good rebounding squad. The Grizzlies have a 14-12 rebounding edge tonight as Carter drains another 3-pointer. That's 3 tonight as Carter is leading the attack for Dallas with 13 points and 10 minutes off the bench.
Yeah, and it's catch and shoot. You know, it's off the dribble. Vince really in a great shooting rhythm from last night to tonight. Shot it well last night in New Orleans, and it's the same thing for Carter tonight.
4 threes last night, 3 3-balls tonight. Here is Carter stepping into it with tons of confidence. The Mavericks have rebuilt their lead to 10 with 6:27 to go in the second quarter. 9 to shoot for Bayless. This is Austin Day, outside shooting specialist, and Vince Carter with a block shot. And now Carter looking, couldn't find a passing outlet to Collison, and will hang and hit a beauty off the glass. Defense, offense, highlight reel plays on both ends for Vince Sanders. Second foul. Didn't foul here, though, against Austin Day when he got the block shot.
Well, and that's where I feel like Vince Carter is very underrated. He really does a good job after being beat this time.
After the defensive play, the finish at the other end by Carter.
The finish was even better, Mark, as you alluded to, hanging in the air, coming off, using off the glass.
Kendall Marshall when Phoenix was in here last week. Markieff Morris when Phoenix was in here last week. Tyler Hansbrough was the 13th pick when Indiana was in here. Vince Carter training at 3. So just a little food for thought looking forward. Averaging 6 a game this season. Scoring is down lately, 4 or less in 14 of the last 18 games. Now there's Wright capitalizing, getting there, and making it happen. A dribble to the sideline for Collison, that picks up his dribble along the sideline.
What you don't want to do.
Now it's Carter, back to Wright. We'll see if the pick and roll works for those two again, as it does. Points in the pages. Brandon Wright puts it up on the rim, and it rolls home. 6 points here in the 4th quarter, and has looked comfortable out there. Bayless has been good all night.
Well, clearly they're going to have to be better. Those guys off the bench. Beautiful pass by Nowitzki to Carter on a nice dive cut. That's the question right there. Dress.
Hi, Noxie.
Dress for the occasion, too, Knox.
God, I love Noxie.
43 seconds left. 12 times this year, Carter scored 20 or more. His points have been very valuable to Dallas in the last couple of months, but tonight will be one of the nights that